Gasoline and air mixed together form an explosive mixture. The basic job of the engine is to convert this explosive energy into motion. To contain the explosion, the engine uses a cylinder, and fitting snugly within the cylinder, a piston that slides up and down.
Good evening and welcome to the first round of the ISRC Racing Series. This is season number 10, round number 1, or race number 1 at Daytona, the legendary Daytona. It's going to be a really good race. We have a lot of entries tonight. Let's go ahead and read off the list of everyone in tonight's race. So, total entries, we have Hunter Elias, Caden Atkins, Kobe Wells, Braxton DeWeese, Jimmy Gawker, Jack Bolje, or Jack B, Bridger Olson, Shane De Montovia, Andrew Singleton, Mitchell Goosens, Andrew Combs, Mark Love, Ryan Kwan, Sean Leisure, Corbin Collins, Darius. Looks like we have Andre Ruiz, Charlie Bauer, I believe, or yeah, it should be Bauer, and then Glenn Birdren. And then, so we have a pretty big field out in Daytona tonight. Let's go ahead and talk about the format for tonight's race. Tonight's race is going to be driving Cup cars. We have 5 minutes on qual. They got about under a minute left right now. Feature is going to be 80 laps, and we're going to have a comp caution at lap 25. A little bit of info about tonight's race. Host is Andrew Combs. Broadcasting is done by Death by Moose Media, and commentary is done by me, Randall Alvarez. Also, we are sponsored by BED. Sorry, that's not up on the top right corner on this one, but they are our sponsor for tonight's race and for the whole season. They are they do car design. So for everyone out there that's looking to get any new wraps on their iRacing cars, BED is the way to go. All right, looks like we're getting ready to line up. All right, while these guys are gridding, let's go ahead and go through the field. All right, in the number 12, we have Bridger Olson, Andrew Chromes, 1 second, guys. A little bit of technical difficulties. All right, so Andrew Combs running in the number 32. Hunter Elias in the number 1 Budweiser. Ryan Kwan in the 44 408 Racing. Glenn in the number 37 VB Cyber Sports. No more esports. We're going cyber with this. We have Darius in the number 95 408 Racing. Jimmy Gawker in the number 9 Midwest Motorsports. Shane, the number 32, Evo Sports. Charlie running in the number 7, Dr. Pepper, the one you crave. Dr. Pepper is really good. And then we have Kid Atkins running in the Peak Motorsports, Peak Performance Motorsports. Jaden in here with the number 11, also a Midwest Motorsport, Midwest Motorsports. Sean Leisure running in the number 67, C4. Andrew Singleton in the number 22. Corbin Collins in the number 70. And then we have the number 9 is going to be Andrew Ruiz. Lawrence in the Lowe's 918. Mark Love in the number 3, Full Send. Justin Johnson in the 33. And Braxton DeWeese in number 8. All right, so let's look at the front of the pack right now. So we have Andrew Singleton, Mark Love, Caden Atkins, and then the number 1, Hunter Elias. So we have a top strong front run and the pace car dropping off. And we're green. There we go. Solid opening by all those drivers. Looks like Sean Leisure locking in behind the number 22. All right, coming into turn 3 and 4, this is going to be kind of, the first couple of laps are always going to be the most testiest for a lot of these guys out there. Tires got to get warm. They got to get used to the track. You can see right now the number 20 kind of swinging around a little bit. But so far, the front pack's looking real good. Look at Hunter Elias swinging up high a little bit. Braxton running in... reorganize this fast. So we have Braxton running in the number 8 in 8th place. Looks like Caden Atkins dropping down low. He might be having some issues, or he's just trying to get out of the way, recover himself a little bit. Good solid push by Singleton and Sean Leisure right there. Now it looks like Hunter needs to get behind Mark Love. Oh, and we're going to have the number 7 pull out in front. Mark Love. That's going to be Charlie Brower. Or Bar. I'm going to have to ask him how to pronounce his last name. Mark Love. Oh, getting close to his bumper there. He is inches away. Let's get a better view of that. So you guys can see how close Mark Love is right now. He could reach out and touch his car. Any mistakes is going to cause a problem, but definitely riding that line very nice. As we come into the finishing straight, still a solid play by everyone out in the front. Looks like in the back we have Midwest Motorsports running together and 408 Racing. Those guys are probably just pacing themselves. There is stage points. You do have stage points coming up at lap 25, but the end goal is really just to win the race. So hanging out in the back, staying out out of possible accidents is a good cause. You do know that there is going to be a caution coming out, so you can ride this out a little bit. Kind of just keep your cars in mint condition, and then the moment the caution comes out, go in for a pit like everyone else, set yourself up for a good exit, and then get ready to overtake some people. But that front pack is definitely pushing hard for those points. Not too much changing in the field. These guys are just riding it out. So right now, it's, they just need to get their lines down. They need to be consistent. It looks like we have a little bit of pushing from the number 20 into Sean Leisure, and that's going to go ahead and bounce back up to the 22. And a dive by Hunter. Maybe trying to move up, get a little more speed out of there. So we do have a couple independent racers tonight. Mitchell, Hunter Elias, and also Darius. Oh, sorry, take that back. Darius is an independent, but he's racing with 408 right now. And then Glenn is also an independent racer. So these guys are, racing for themselves. A lot of these guys are actually teamed up. So, we have Midwest Motorsports out there. We have C4. We have Diamond Motorsports, 408 Racing, and then looks like we have a Cruise Auto Racing. That's going to be Sean. Looks like he's racing solo too. All right, and this is what we want to see from the number 7 and 3, pushing up. Mark Love making some moves, getting behind the number 7. Charlie, I believe this is his first run with the Pro Series or Pro Circuit. I didn't see him that much last year. I think he popped in maybe for 1 or 2 races, but didn't really see too much of him. Mark Love being one of my favorite drivers out there. That guy, he's really a patient driver, and to see him up in the front like this, really pushing for it, is, it's a change of pace. I'm excited to see what he's going to do tonight. We have Braxton to his right on his high side. And right behind him, Andrew Singleton. So we're going to see some probably really good racing from him. Mark Love is, like I said before, he's a consistent driver. So if, the pack that he's racing with right now, they're all hard pushers. And so he's definitely going to be up in that front pack and trying to run with them right now. Sean Leisure being one of those guys that's kind of an ace in the hole sometimes. Oh, and we have a little bit of clipping. Oh, boy. Luckily, no accident there. It looks like those guys were able to catch up on the brakes. Looks like we had a little bit of net cut from number 7. That went ahead and scared Mark Love, and it looks like the number 7 is going to go ahead and drop back, give himself kind of like an EOL, get out of the way, everyone, and then let them all work their way back out there. All right, coming into lap 10 with 15 to go. A little bit of moving out there by Sean Leisure, swinging up high a little bit. Oh, and Midwest Motorsports making a big move together, both Jaden and Jimmy Gawker. Running from back in the pack and working their way up. Looks like it's time to make their move. And these guys are pushing. Look at them go. Now, the question is, are they going to push 3 wide? We do have a 3 wide occasion in the front right now. We have Braxton, who's dropping back behind. Definitely looking for a spot to drop back in, but yeah, no, he got pushed out there, and he does not want to be up there around these corners. You can do 3 wide around Daytona, but it gets hairy after a couple laps. Looks like he's still just staying high. Mark Love just pushing whoever's in front of him right now. He's not, going for that front position, but he's definitely just riding back there, waiting for his chance to make his move. You can definitely push the guy in front of you and just create a huge run at the very last minute and secure yourself a good stage, or a good pole position for stage points. going to go ahead and jump in the car with Sean Leisure running up in the front right now. Go in the gyro cam so you guys can see how much banking is going to happen on this track. Daytona's huge on the banking. And there you go. It's like riding in one of those UFOs that spins around at the carnival. Just gets sucked to the ground. And the pack's doing a great job staying together on this too. Looks like Sean Leisure up in the front, lap 12. 13 more to go. We see some teams making some moves right now, but now they're just kind of, holding solid. Looks like Hunter might be looking for a move on Sean there. He's kind of fishing around. He needs to be careful as he's coming to some of those corners, though. He can easily hook him. Not intentionally, though, but definitely can happen on accident when you're fishing for a push. There's definitely a lot going down aerodynamic wise, so you can kind of see these guys as they come into those corners. They look a little squirrely, but really what's going on is, air's flowing through from the front pack, being diverse or being sent through, and they're pretty much cutting through the air. But as you have pretty much like 3 channels coming through. You have the low side, the center line, which is going to have actually probably your most dangerous section of air is coming down pretty much the center between both lines. And it looks like we're getting some pitting out of Singleton and Mark Love. Oh, are they going to make it in time? And they're pitting before the stage caution. That's going to be interesting. So they're probably going to want to try and roll out and get an early start after the lap 25. And that's probably going to give to Sean Leisure and Hunter. But like I was saying, when they're side by side with that 2 wide, that center section is, a lot of turbulent air. You get caught in that area trying to make a move, you're just pretty much going to fall behind. It's just a lot of a lot of air that's not going to help. And that's going to leave the front pack with only 4 guys right now. Looks like a huge group just decided to pit. Actually, almost everyone decided to pit. So the guys that stayed out, we have 67, Sean Leisure, Hunter Elias, the number 1, Andrew Ruiz in the number 9, and Keaton Atkins in the number 2. And looking at everyone's stop times, looks like they were grabbing... Some grabbed 2 tires, some grabbed 1 tire. Some just grabbed fuel. And there they go. And the pack is back out. So now we have 2 different time sets of pitting. So looking at the packs that went in, this is going to be a gamble on both sides. If they pitted first, is it going to work out, or are the late pits going to work better? It is 1 lap difference, but still, 1 lap can mean, a hell of a lot out on the track. And the route, can they keep up the distance, though? Here comes the front pack. And they're rolling through fast. And it looks like they were not able to get out in time. Braxton leading the front pack, Mark Love right behind him, the 37 to their right. Sean Lees are already on the track, going ahead and riding that high side. Now the field has separated itself into two different packs. Looks like the number 3, Justin Johnson, having some trouble there. He's just riding in the back, getting out of the way of these guys. But it looks like Mark Love making his move now. Braxton dropping behind him. Probably looking for a push from one of his teammates. Braxton is actually with Midwest Motorsports, but Midwest Motorsports is running in the second pack right now, so Braxton's all alone. Possibly he's looking to start a second line and go against Mark Love there, but we'll see what happens. Now jumping to the front pack. So it looks like Midwest Motorsports is pretty spread out right now. Gawker just getting out of the pits, is at least what it looks like. Jaden up here right now running in the second pack. These guys are all lined up, just trying to streamline everything, get and catch up to that front pack and really push as hard as possible. As this front pack's pretty much battling it out for position. Mark Love, Braxton, Andrew Singleton, Andrew Combs, and Sean Leisure, your top 5. And that pack is tightening up. 4 laps to go till the caution comes out. But looks like Braxton having Sean Leisure get him up to the front, locking in front of Mark Love there. Is he going to maintain that front pack, though? Mark Love swinging out in front of Sean Leisure. Oh, a little bit of contact. But will he push him through? That is the question. .22 laps in, and these guys are holding strong. Good job with the green pit. Having to drop into the pits lap 15 and 16, and these guys doing a good job just holding it out there. They've really improved over last season. Super speedways have always been kind of a hard thing for these guys. And the short tracks, usually they really excel, honestly, at just like standard size tracks. And we're going to go 3 wide, possibly with the number 37. Punching out, but no go. Did not have the speed to carry through, and that's going to pretty much push him all the way back, probably behind Hunter Elias if he can't find a spot. All right, last lap telecom caution. These guys are going to be fighting for position now. And here we go. Sean Leisure leading the group. Mark Love to his low left. And right behind him, we have Shane. Shane giving him a push. Are they going to try and make a run out of it? Mark Love definitely holding out ahead of him. And that's going to do it. Comp caution should be coming out right about now. Oh, almost some contact. Looks like Hunter Elias diving down the center a little bit. Can the number 7 push Sean Leisure? Sean diving down. And there we go. There's the comp caution. What a great run by those guys in the front pack. Solid driving. Very consistent. Keeping their distance from everyone. Looks like Sean trying to or Hunter trying to drop down. That was some good racing by a lot of those guys out there. Let's go ahead and bring in Sean Leisure and see how he's doing. Hey, Sean, this is the booth. You copy?
Yes, sir.
Hey, man. So I've been watching you racing them in the front pack right now. You're kind of just bidding your time, kind of holding back in like P4 for most of the race, and then you decided to make your move. Are you going to try and do that for the rest of the race, or are you going to try and hold the front now?
I mean, that's the plan. I mean, I'd like to hold the front, but with how these cars lose fuel so quickly, especially with leading, you're not behind anyone. You're not saving any fuel. So by saving fuel, by running high on someone, you may have, save a lap or 2 extra when you need it. So, I mean, whatever, if it's the right time, sure, I'll go for it. But it's just sort of whatever happens right now.
Okay. Are you feeling like when you're running behind someone, you're getting pretty hot on temperature? You're having to lift a little bit, or is it keeping nice and cool?
Nah, it's definitely getting hot. I mean, the plan, like what I've been doing with everyone so far that I've pushed, like, Braxton, Mark, I've been lifting in the corners, pushing down the straight just to manage the temps, and it looks like that's been working so far, but I don't know. It's just with these cars, with how much tape is on these things now, it's really hard to keep it cool like the old cars.
Yeah, I can see that. You guys are running more tape on it this race?
Oh, definitely. Just to keep it up there. And the runs made by that with the big spoiler in the rear is definitely nuts.
Yeah, you guys definitely have some room to really push for it.
Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I'll let you get back at it. Good driving out there, and hope I see you in the podium.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
I'll put you back. Thank you. And that was Sean Leisure. Just kind of asked him a little bit how he's driving the track, how he's handling how he was driving the car and handling the track and the conditions it was in. A lot of these guys that are racing for teams right now, it looks like they're driving a little bit of solo out there. And I think that him describing the fact that the cars are running a little hot, they're just having to rotate out. So if they don't have their teammates with them and they have to work with the front pack, that's just, you got to work with what you got. You're better off just taking the chance, dropping behind a little bit, trying to save some fuel like you were saying, and then get back into the race. All right, so up in the front right now, we have Lawrence, followed up by Andrew Combs, Hunter Elias, and Sean Leisure. So that's our top 4. It looks like Lawrence is going to drop in. These guys are doing a great job at this super speedway. I'm really impressed for this run. It's really easy to get these cars around those corners and just to pretty much lose control. When you're packed up that tight and just one small movement, it's really hard to recover from it. You know, a lot of these guys did a good job, dropped down low to either cycle themselves out to get fresh air and get behind the pack, or if they had an issue, they dropped down low and lifted. They're keeping enough spacing where they need to, and they're playing heads up really well right now. So these guys are able to really just see what's going ahead of them, and they're on cue. Most of the time, you know, you see a lot of drivers out there. They try to drive heads up. They try to be, you know, aware of the situations that are out on the track. But what ends up happening is, you know, they're just a little too close to someone, or they zone out a little bit. So when someone hits the brakes or has an issue, they plow right into the rear. But these guys are keeping their distance, and they're paying, you know, they're on cue right now. They know what's going on. All right, this should be the last lap before we go green. All right, so anyone out in the chat right now that is able to type, go ahead and put in your wins for tonight. Let's see who you guys want to pick. I'm probably going to stay with Sean Leisure. I think he's going to be one of those guys you got to keep an eye on. He seems to be doing pretty well. But we'll see how these guys do. Looks like he's going to go ahead and drop into the pit right now. That's going to change up the front pack. Hopefully some of the guys that are driving together as a team, you know, are able to repack themselves up and work together on this one, because this last stretch is going to be most likely a lot of team pitting if there are no cautions out there. So these guys need to work together, pit together, so they can come out and push themselves through the track. All right, here we go. Turn 3 and 4. Pace car should be dropping off, and let's get ready to go with the green flag. Everyone packing up nice and tight. Pace car's off. And the green flag's out. Oh, solid push by the 91. Looks like we had a little bit of an upset there. Someone did not. Oh, and we're sideways with Caden Atkins and the number 7 going sideways. And looks like no caution, but oh, and we have a hit. Braxton taking it to the rear, and the caution is out. That was a bad restart. Let's go ahead and roll that carnage report and find out where it's at. I think someone just wasn't paying attention to the green. That's what it looked like to me, but let's get back to it and see what happened. All right, just looking for the instance. All right, I think I found it. So coming into the green flag, Bridger in the number 12 misses his cue, probably misshifts. That causes a pileup. And then looks like the number 32, Andrew Combs, had a little bit of issue keeping it going. And that pileup, if you go back one more time, just kind of ricocheted all the way down the field. So Mark Love getting contact with Shane. Everyone else trying to get out of the way and dive through and just going sideways. That is a bummer. And that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. A couple of guys caught up in that. Hopefully they'll get everything straight. And it looks like everyone else is going in for pits right now. So let's see what happens. That is definitely a bummer out there on the on the restart. All right, looks like Shane's up in the front right now. Looks like he's got quite a bit of damage. Let's roll through the cars a little bit, see what they have repaired, see what they don't have. Shane definitely has a lot of front-end damage. Hunter Elias looks to be okay. He was turned sideways, but looks like he doesn't have any body damage, at least that we can see. Lawrence looks pretty clean right now. Sean Leisure looks like he does have some rear-end damage. He did get plowed in the back. Looks like Singleton made it through pretty clean. Number 95, Darius, looks like he's pretty clean too. Andrew Combs, Jaden, Mark Love looks like he might have some rear end damage on this. Spoiler looks a little bent. Jimmy looks pretty clean. Looks like we have some rear end damage from the number 70. Andrew looks pretty clean, and the 37, Glenn, looks like he got pushed around a bit. Charlie definitely has some front end damage. Braxton able to stay out of that. Brian Kwan definitely have some damage on this front right panel. Keaton Atkins did get, I would say, probably the worst of it. Justin, and it looks like Olsen made it away clean, but definitely was one of the root causes of that accident. It sucks, it happens. Don't take it too hard, man. You know, I'm not on the seat. I can't tell you exactly what happened, but definitely looked like he was the one that maybe misshift or just wasn't up on it right when he needed to be. Looks like we have, I believe, one more lap to go before the caution is dropped. Why don't you guys take this time to, step out, get something to drink, and get ready for the green flag. All right, so while we're waiting for the green flag, let's have a little bit of selfless promoting for all the broadcasting. So tonight we're actually going to have the iRacing Short Course Trophy Trucks Challenge Cup tonight. That's going to be a lot of fun, going on at 8:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be Pro 4s versus Pro 2s out there. It's going to be pretty fun. Pro 2s do have a little bit of a head start over the Pro 4s. Pro 4s do have a little more traction out there, being four-wheel drive. So they'll have a little bit of better chance of taking those corners at Wild West. But you're going to see some pretty gnarly driving by those guys out there. And it's going to be a big field. They have a lot of entries. And then Sunday is going to be the Core Racing Series All-Star race. And that's going to be quite an event. It's going to be a little bit longer than usual. These guys are going to have to go through quite a bit of qualifying to get themselves into the racing series. There are some guys that are already pre-qualified due to the fact that they have won a race or have met some requirements. But everyone else that is racing in it is going to have to qualify for the position. So we're going to see a pretty decent fight for a position on Sunday night. And there we go. Green flag drop. Clean push. Mark Love getting behind the number 1, Hunter Elias. Looks like Shane going to go ahead and take the front. All right, looks like Hunter Elias swung out wide. Don't think he wanted to be pushing, but he's definitely dragging down the number 918. Mark Love riding behind Shane. Looks like the number 70, who's been pretty much, I would say, not out of the fight completely, but definitely not in the front running pack. And that's Corbin Collins. Good to see him up here. Corbin Collins is racing with 408 Racing. Looks like he's not running the racing paint scheme, but 408 Racing is consisting of Darius and also Ryan Kwan. So we have Ryan Kwan, Corbin Collins, and Darius all racing in 408. Mark Love going for some pushes. I don't think he's going to... Oh, no, he's going to do it. Shane decided not to block. The number 70 getting behind Mark Love, and there's a solid push. Look at that run go. Now, are they both going to... They went high. That's definitely going to kill a little bit of their speed, but can they get down in front of Shane? And I think they have a better run right now, so there's two things that are going to happen. Either the number 70 and Mark Love are going to try and push themselves all the way through and drop down in front of Shane, or they're just going to try and stay on the outside, save a little bit of tires, save a little bit of fuel, and go toe-to-toe with Shane right now and maybe slow down the pack just a tad bit. Shane does have some front-end damage. Same thing with the number 7, but he's in the draft, and Mark Love dropping down. That's going to isolate the 70. That's not good. Oh, nope, he's swinging back up. Looks like he wants to get him back on the draft. Interesting choice. All right, riding in with Andrew Singleton. He's riding in 7th place right now, so we have 6 cars ahead of him. And it looks like the outside making a good push. It looks like Combs dropping down again, but the 70 still not able to find his position. Shane getting close to his rear end, but lifting a little bit. The 70 getting up ahead. Singleton now rotating up in front. Solid move by Corbin. Shane getting a little loose. Careful on the apron, man. Daytona's apron is not forgiving. It wants to pull you and send you. Solid move by both the 70 and the number 3 Mark Love, getting around Shane. And we are at the halfway point. Looks like the 37 Glenn having to drop back behind the number 7. No one wanted to push. Connor, are you trying to get in the race? This is a draft-only race, man. Well, Connor, since you're not driving, do you want to hop in the booth? If you do, just shoot me a message. I'll pull you up here. So right now, you know, it's I wouldn't say the most boring part, but what it is it's the longest part. These guys have a long way to go. And, you know, we saw them 15 laps before they decided to pit, really. But this part right now is the long stretch. These guys have to work hard together. They need to work with their teammates, and they need to pit with their teammates. So if they're going to make any choices, it needs to be a team decision, and they need to prep themselves for the last section of the race. So they probably have one more pit before they go in, if no cautions come out. And then after that, it's, you know, it's all about how you pit and, you know, who's going to have the best tire situation and fuel run towards the end. A lot of strategy coming into this last section. And these guys are all single filing up, and that's how you really know they're trying to make the best out of their runs. Is when they all go single file like that, that means they're trying to just be, you know, as efficient as possible, as aerodynamic as possible, not really trying to battle anyone, just trying to get that pack pushing. And you can look in the rear right now in the second pack. They're trying to push and catch that front pack. You can see these guys working really hard. And they're pushing. They're definitely going for it. You know, the second pack is Hunter Elias, Sean Leisure, Caden Atkins, Jaden, Braxton, Jimmy Gawker, and also Andrew Ruiz. Oh, nope, take that back. That would be the number 12 Bridgers behind him, but I believe he's a couple laps behind. Oh, we might see an accident come up. Looks like Andrew Combs lifting a little bit longer than usual. Probably felt like he needed to around that corner. Glenn trying to pretty much just like grab a side draft almost, just to keep himself relevant in the race. And there he goes, dropping in. Solid move. Number 7 doing the same thing, going for a side drive, just trying to push. Kind of the pros and cons of running in the pack, you know. The front guy gets the freshest air, but most resistance. Oh, and we have contact between the number 44 and 7. Came into him a little hard. Right now going down the back stretch. No one really pushing on the outside, just trying to, you know, just once again ride in that pack, save as much fuel, extend the runs to when they need to pit as a team. Looks like Justin Johnson staying on the high side. out of everyone's way. Riding in the seat with Glenn right now. Get a little bit of his stats. These guys are doing 190 miles per hour. RPMs just under 9,000. Looks like he isn't pushing it as hard as he could. He's probably lifting just a little bit. Fastest lap of 46.43. And looks like he's moved up 6 positions, starting from 10th place and going to 4th. And Shane getting a little loose again. I don't know if Shane's having a hard time with those corners, but every single time it snaps in for him, he drops down and touches that apron. That's definitely his friend. I don't know if it should be, though. You know, this being round 1, they're doing a very good job, but keeping it nice and clean. Like I said before, super speedways, usually the bane of everyone's existence. That and short track. And we got some pitting going on, or just a dive to try and get around, but I think that's a pit. Couple teams going in. The number 7 locking up his tires. And Mark Love, number 70, are going to stay out, and the 44. Mark Love racing with Full Send Racing. You know, he really needs number 11. Sorry, not the number 11. He needs... Well, his teammate's not out there right now with him. That's Jack. Let's see if he's got another teammate. Yeah, no, I don't see... Oh, he's got Caden Atkins in the number 2, but Caden's not up there with him. Looks like we have 408 Racing, all racing up in the front pack right now. Both Corbin, number 44, Ryan Kwan, and Darius. All under that green flag. So after this race, the next race they're going to be at is actually going to be Phoenix. That's going to be a fun one. Phoenix is a nice... Sorry about that. Phoenix is a really nice track to drive on. I actually enjoy Phoenix a lot. It grooves in pretty nice. These guys can hook around those corners. And there we go. Pitting as a group. Come on, 33. Decided to go with them. Oh, and Darius, what are you doing? Looks like he snapped out. I don't know if he locked up, but he definitely clipped the 33. That is not good. And the 33 is back out on the track. What is going on there, man? He's definitely going to have some additional damage from that. And now in the front pack, Hunter Ellis and Sean Leisure out in the front. Those two just pushing by themselves. Hunter Elias being an independent substitute racer. And then Sean Leisure being racing for C4 Esports. And these guys are throwing down some really good times. Looking at their splits right now. You know, their best laps were 45.79, 45.94, but right now they're running about 47s, and that's probably just because they don't have a large pack with them, but they're still able to push together, and it's still going pretty well. Looks like everyone else has been running about 47s. Now, let's go ahead and zoom out a little bit, see if we can see everyone else. As we roll down the field, there's the big pack, and it looks like they're going for a lap. Looking at Sean Leisure, they are technically, you know, opposite straights, but they might actually go for a lap. It looks like they're going to go around Jimmy Gawker right now. And then there's the second pack that pitted together. We'll see who's running the fastest. Under 30 laps to go right now. 27. Sorry, take that back. 26 laps left. And that second pack is holding strong. We'll see what happens. Looks like we already have some pretty much, you know, challenges going on between the number 37 and 20, trying to challenge the outs, or trying to challenge the inside line, being the number 7 and the number 3. But to no avail, really. They're just dropping behind. And a check back in with our front pack leaders, Hunter Elias and Sean Leisure. Once again, really pushing. Wow, they're trying to go for it. They're trying to be the only two up in the front podium position. And then we jump all the way back to the second pack, and like I said again, they're pretty much on opposite front straights. Unless this second pack can speed up, I think that front pack with Hunter Elias and Sean Leisure is going to be able to keep their distance from these guys. Riding in the nose cam of Mark Love right now. Once again, Dr. Pepper, the one that you crave. Sorry, the one you crave. Oh, sounds like we're having some thunderstorms today out in California. For anyone out there that's on the West Coast, please stay inside, and if the power goes out, be safe. If the stream automatically drops, that's most likely because we lost power, so I apologize for that. And it looks like we had a pit by both Hunter Elias and Sean Leisure. And they're going to be dropping behind the front pack that's going to be ran by the two front guys running for Diamond Motorsports. That's going to be Andrew Singleton and Andrew Combs right now. Definitely a change of events. These guys have been running in the front pack, but they've been, you know, P7, P8. Not really fighting too much. You know, they have come up to P4, P5, but other than that, they've been pretty much, you know, cruising in the rear of the front pack, just kind of biding their time, maybe saving some fuel and kind of just making pits where they want to make pits, not being forced to make a pit because, you know, they've been pushing hard. So we'll see how these guys play out for the next stretch. You know, they're coming down into 20 laps, 3 to go before we have 20 left. And there we go. Andrew comes swinging out a little wider than expected. 37 right next to him. Shane, I believe Andrew comes and Shane did get into it a little bit on the last race of the season. Shane's still looking a little bit unstable there. I don't know if these guys' tires are really getting to the, you know, the edge of their limits, but we'll see what happens. You know, a couple of these guys have made 2 pit stops. So they're definitely pushing their tires probably farther than they expected. And that should bring us to lap 60. There we go. 20 laps to go. This is it. Most likely no more pitting for a lot of the drivers, or if they are, it's going to have to be a short pit, because these guys need to stay out there. They need to put down their times, and they need to stay in front of that pack. The number 70 still holding strong. Corbin Collins has been up in that front pack for quite a while, and I think he likes it. He's like, this is my home. This is my place. I'm P1. You guys can't take it away from me. Singleton probably looking for a position to get in front of the number 44. I believe that's Ryan Kwan. Maybe to get a little bit of a run, but I don't know if he wants to be challenging him right now. Now's really not the time. Now's the time to really save tires and save fuel and get yourself to the finish line. And that front pack is still pretty solid. Once again, the 70, the 22, the 32, the 7, the 44, the 37, the 3, the 20, the 33. These guys are holding strong. Looks like Shane dropping back a little bit. I think he has been having some trouble just kind of keeping himself stable around some of those corners. He's got fast times, but I think he's just maybe a little too loose, a little wobblier than he'd really want to be. As we ride in the cockpit with Andrew Combs, the number 32. He's right behind Singleton and the number 70. All right. Going in for that last 15 run pit. Looks like we have a couple guys dropping in. I believe that was Glenn and the number 20. So the number 37 and the number 20, I believe, just went in for the pits. Question is anyone else going to do that? Are they going to try and extend the run, or are they going to short pit and try and grab some tires and get back out there and work their way back up? That's going to be a really tough call, because as these guys stay out and extend their runs, the cars get looser and looser on them and become more difficult to drive around these corners, especially when they snap and you go to recorrect. You'll just unhook. You don't really have that leeway of being super grippy. It's just going to kind of give on you. And everyone else pitting. Oh, almost contact between Ryan Kwan and the 32 Andrew Combs. He was coming in hot and did not want to set on those brakes. Question is, will Sean Leisure... Nope, he's pitting in too. I thought he stopped with the number 20. Nope, that was the number 37 and the number 20. My bad. It looks like these guys are staying out and making that run. They're trying to lead some laps. A little bit of an earlier call, but will they be able to extend their fuel all the way around? You know, these guys do, as they get into some corners when they're trying to save fuel, they'll lift and or they'll just step on their clutch and lift a little bit and just coast it. Looks like everyone else getting out of the pits right now. All right, let's take a look back at the front pack. So, up in front, and it looks like they're going for a lap right now. We have number 1, Hunter Elias. Right behind him, the number 95, I believe that's Darius. He's running a little farther behind, but right behind him is Jimmy Gawker, number 9. You know, he has a chance to get around Darius and try and link up with Hunter and just and push towards that finish, see what happens. Question is he going to do it? I don't think so. I think he's going to try and solo drive it, but we'll see what happens. And there we go. They're going to go ahead and go in for pit. Hunter Elias pitting with them. And that's going to give Darius the run for lead. Unless he is a lap behind. Yes, I believe so. That's going to be not good for him. Trying to take the lead away from those guys. Right now, Shane is going to be up the front. Number 70 right behind him. And the number 3, Mark Love. Followed up by Andrew Singleton. And we have a caution. Let's go find that. That came out of nowhere. Oh, that did not look good. Let's roll that a little bit closer, and I'll show you guys what I see. All right, so we're going to be live. Watch the number 7. Oh, a little bit of contact with the 44. They straighten themselves out. on that corner. The 33 making a push behind the 7. And it's going on the outside. And the number 7 just gets a little close. They lock doors. They suck in. And boom. They take the wall with themselves. That is a bummer. Luckily, the 33 can pull himself back into the pits once that they clear around him. But man, that is a bummer to see that happen out there. Well, guys, take this opportunity to go use the restroom, grab a quick snack, and I'll be right back. Alrighty then, I'm back. Let's take a look at the field right now and who's still out there. All right, Shane leading the front of the pack, followed up by the number 70, Corbin. And then right behind him, we have Mark Love. Looks like Mark Love is playing around with his gears right now. You can hear him shifting gears. Looks like we still have one more lap to go before we get that green flag. All right, there we go. Flashers are off. This is the lap we are going to go green on. Oh, shoot. My bad. I made a mistake. We are green already. Looks like Gawker riding up at the high line. Sorry about that, guys. I forgot to go straight back to the live run. Solid push by a lot of the drivers out there as we come into the last 6 laps. Everyone out there really pushing for it. We're going to go 3 wide. Number 67, 8, and 37 on the low side. Making that push. Sean Leisure, wow. A lot of dancing. Singleton finding a space. That is a close call. And everyone is just fighting for position right now. You know, we do have a little bit to go. And there's, look at that lineup right there. The 70, the 3, the 22, and the 37. A lot of guys riding that high side, clipping the wall. The 918 making a run down the center. That is a ballsy move. And he's going for it still. Look at that. Trying to push everyone out of the way. Once again, Caden Atkins going 3 wide. 3 wide again. The 37 staying on the outside. And the 918 dropping down. Looks like he might have been trying to avoid an accident, or he might have blown an engine. But we'll see what happens. Mark Love, uh-oh. Caught in a bad situation. Is anyone going to help him out? Oh, Shane. Looks like Shane pulled a little bit on Combs there. Mark Love holding 3 wide strong. Combs and Hunter Elias on his high side. Shane on his inside right now. And he's going to stick to it. Look at him go. Very, very smooth driving. You see that? Barely any movement. Riding that 3 wide extremely well. And he does not want to give up that position. Look at him go. He's still trying to fight for it. And let's go ahead and stay with Mark Love on this one. Oh, and we have a turn. Caden Atkins grabbing Sean Leisure. Sean spinning and hitting Mark Love. And up in the front, 4 laps to go, we have the number 70 and 22. Oh, man. Oh, no. So close. All right, let's go ahead and run a Carnage report and see what happened out there. But I'm pretty sure Caden just hooked Sean Leisure. Let's double check. All right, here we go. So if you watch Caden Atkins, he didn't intentionally hook Sean Leisure, the number 67. He just came up into him and gave him a little bit of a push, and that collected the whole field. Oh, shoot. Gawker coming in at the wrong time. That's going to take Jaden out. A lot of guys in those on that field just got destroyed. That was a bad one. Let's see that one more time. Let's re-roll the Carnage report so you guys can see that. That was gnarly. All right, here we go. Just watch that field pile up. Let's see how many cars they collect. Oh, that was pretty much most of the field. Wow. And I think the number 9 just avoided getting hit. I want to see that one more time because that was insane. Did he just dodge a car flying over him? Let's see if the number 7 flies over the number 9. I think he does. Yeah, he literally flew over the number 9. Let's roll that back one more time. And we'll do it at 6 times speed so you guys can see it happen. It's going to be a little slow on the entry. Just give it a second. It'll happen. It's coming. And there he goes. Sean Leisure turning sideways. Kane Atkins giving that push. Kane locking up the brakes. Mark Love going out wide. Sean's still trying to correct it. And then, oh man, just catching everyone. No one can't get away. Oh man, no. And then, let's see. The number 7 is going to come in on the left side. Gawker's going to appear. Boom. Those guys collide. Yeah, and he rolls over the top side of him. Should have taken a little more damage, but wow, yeah, that was pretty intense for him. That is going to be our Carnage report for tonight. Three laps to go. We're going to come down to probably a 2-lap shootout with what happened out there. But yeah, that was intense. The number 9 got, or sorry, not number 9. Sorry, the 09, Andrew Ruiz, got really lucky that the 7 launched up above him and pretty much just scraped the top of his car. That was pretty insane. So up in the front run, we have Corbin Collins, Andrew Singleton, Braxton DeWeese, and sitting in P3 right now. That's a good place to be. Ryan Kwan right behind him. Let's go ahead and roll through the field. Let's just double check, make sure we still got flashers. Zoom out real fast, check position. All right. So P1 right now is Corbin Collins. P2, Andrew Singleton. Braxton DeWeese in the number 8, running P3. Ryan Kwan right behind him in the 44. Shane in the number 20 in P5. Andrew Combs running P6. Mark Love running P7. Looks like he was able to use his fast repair and get back out there, or he just dodged some damage. Darius P8. Glenn in P9. Sean Leisure P10 right now. That is a bummer. Honestly, I was hoping he'd be up there, but getting caught in that accident, it really just kind of cleared out the field. I think Caden Atkins is still in the pits. Andrew Ruiz is out there. The man that dodged a bullet. Or he got grazed by a bullet, that's what it was. So now it's who's gonna bring it home? Who's gonna take home the cup for tonight? I don't know. Everyone out there right now up in the front has been running really well. So this is going to be kind of a hat toss with a lot of the drivers. We do have some teammates, so that's good to see. But it's just going to come down to really who's going to go for it, who's going to push. You know, I think Combs needs to get behind Singleton, give him a good run. But he's got to get between Braxton and Ryan Kwan, and that might not happen, being, you know, pretty much 3 cars behind, or I guess you could call it 2 cars behind Singleton right now. So it's going to be a tough one for these guys to really push themselves through. And the lights are off as they come into turn 3 and 4. Nice slow pacing. Looks like most of the field is still there. We have lost 2 drivers out on the track, but everyone seems to be back and okay with a fast repair, so that's good to see. So these guys are going to have a 2-lap shootout, so pretty much white flag, checkered. It's going to be like a green-white checkered almost. Let's see what happens. This is going to be a close one. Pace car should be dropping off. And there we go. Good launch by the 44. And I think they're going to go ahead and try and push through right. Shane getting down the apron. And that's going to be it's going to be bad for Mark Love and looks like the number 95. But nope, he's dropping back behind. Mark Love pushing for 3 wide. Oh, and looks like Shane caught up with Sean Leisure there. No caution now. Mark Love running on the inside and able to take that outside lane. What a run. Look at him go. And, oh, the 44 Ryan Kwan taking out. Oh, was that Andrew? No, that wasn't Andrew Combs. That was Braxton. What was that? Let's cautions out. That's going to take us into a green-white checkered for tonight. Let's roll back to that caution, or to that Carnes report, and see what happened. I believe the 44 just hooked him or lost control out of that corner. Let's find out what happened, because that was pretty gnarly. I really hope Braxton's still in this. All right, so coming out of turn 1 and 2, a little bit of contact between Combs and the 44, and Ryan Kwan just sends it. What? Let's watch that one more time. Sorry about that. I want to get a better view of what just happened. My cameras are not wanting to work with me right now. Yeah, he just turned himself in. One more time. That was really weird. So coming around turn 1 and 2, watching Ryan Kwan. Gets bumped by Combs there, and then either he gets sucked in from the draft, because it looks like he was trying to keep himself stable, but it looks like he wanted to go left. That was really weird. I wonder what happened on that one. Yeah, because you see his wheel, like he's keeping it straight, and then he just kind of turns it left a little bit, but it's not like a direct turn. You can kind of see he's shimmying the wheel a little bit. So maybe after Andrew passed him, maybe a little bit of suction from that draft sucked him in to Braxton. It looked like a turn, but that happens sometimes. If you guys have ever been on the highway and have had a semi fly past you, you can feel the air pull you as the semi flies past. So imagine cars traveling 200 miles an hour and then launching past you. It's going to create a little bit of suction behind it. And especially this, no one else behind it to kind of push the draft or push that air over and continue the draft. It's going to create a little bit of suction. So that might have been what happened. A little bit of side drafting and just sucked him into Braxton. Hopefully that's just the case. A little bit of an accident there. Looks like iRacing is... You know, iRacing did release an update saying that cautions no longer counted, or you could set the cautions to no longer count the laps, and it looks like that's the way Andrew Combs set that up. So it looks like we're going to hold with 3 laps to go. That's pretty awesome. Looks like someone's having some fun out on the track tonight. Driving the road section. This new update is wreaking havoc on my cameras. And there we go. Flashing lights are off. This is the lap we will go green on. So right now, up in the front, we have the number 70, Corbin, holding strong again, right to his outside. We have Mark Love, and then we have both the Diamond Motorsports, Andrew Singleton and Andrew Combs, lined up behind those. So definitely probably see those guys work together. And then we have Darius in the number 95, 408 Racing, and Braxton. That's going to be the Midwest Motorsports on the outside. So he's still alive, still in the fight. Definitely has some damage, but he's not out yet. Sean Leisure's up there too, running in P7, I believe. Yeah, so we still have a solid front pack that's going to be pushing hard, so we'll see what happens out there. As we get ready to get to the green flag. Pace car is going to drop off. Number 37 on his guns. There we go. It's on Corbin. Corbin launches. Mark Love a little bit behind the gun on that one. Everyone filing back in. A little bit of net coating there with some of the drivers. Two laps to go. It's front pack holding strong. Oh, are we going to go for? Oh, no. And Shane and Caden getting into it in the back end. And there's another caution. 3 laps to go. Oh, that is a bummer. Let's go ahead and run that. I definitely think Shane just turned someone. He just drove straight into someone. Let's take a look at that real fast. All right, so, oh, whoa, hello. So if you watch the number, go away. let's do that again. Apparently my computer decided to start pushing updates. So if you watch the number 20 going, the number 918 comes down low. The 20 doesn't really give him his space, and bingo, we have a mix-up there. Let's watch it from the side a little bit. It gets a little bit of push from the outside, and then just comes down a little bit, and bye-bye. And it looks like Caden locked up his tires trying to avoid that accident, and go ahead and takes out Shane with him. And that is going to be our carnage report for tonight. So 3 to go, one more time. Looks like the 70 possibly going in. Nope, he's just going to ride the apron. This is a tough one. I won't lie. A lot of these guys are, you know, in the front doing a good job, and then some guys in the back just turn each other. Whether it's on purpose or an accident, you know, it sucks that it's happening. And it does happen towards the end of the race. You know, you look at any NASCAR and stuff like that, people drive a lot harder when it's the last laps to go. They want to win. They want to get that trophy. They want to get good positions. They want to get a good amount of points, and that's where they put all their chips in the last couple of laps. All right, we should have one more lap before the lights are off. right, here we go. Getting ready for that green flag to drop. Pace car should be coming off right about now. As we finish this corner. And there we go, pace car's off. Mark Love making a dive on the inside, taking the apron, going for a push. We are on a green-white checkered right now. Let's just stay with a wider zoom on the pack. Mark Love looking for some position, pushing Andrew Singleton a little bit. Singleton looking to get around the 70, making that push. Oh, and we have contact. Oh, that is going to sweep the field one more time. Mark Love up in the front. No caution coming out. And I think that's going to be it. That's going to bring Mark Love and Hunter Elias, and it looks like the number 9, into the finishing straight for the green or for the checkered. And oh, Hunter getting loose. Oh my gosh. And there you have it. Oh man. Hunter trying to make a move and getting loose and turning those guys. Oh no. All right, that is it for tonight. A little bit of an upset towards the end. That is a bummer. But overall, good racing throughout the whole race. That end was a little rough. These guys need to polish their end game a tad bit. But Mark Love, good job on you for finding that hole and pushing through. That definitely got a little hairy at the end. All right, let's post up the results. So tonight's race, first place, Mark Love. Second place, Hunter Elias. Third place, Andrew Ruiz. Fourth place, Shane. Fifth, Caden Atkins. Sixth is going to be Darius. And Sean Leach are going to come in seventh. And then Corbin coming in 8th, and then Glenn 9th, and then in 10th place we have Andrew Singleton. And that was a hell of a run by a lot of the guys out there. A little bit upset for some of the drivers that got caught up in the last accidents, but definitely a lot of good driving throughout the whole race. The end was a little rough, but hey man, it happens. It's Daytona. People get a little aggressive out there. All right, let's bring these guys into the booth and ask them how they felt about the race. Hey Andrew, this is Booth. You copy?
Yeah, I got a copy.
Hey man, wow, You had two really close calls. One, having the number 7 fly over the top of your car, and second, punching a hole through and taking third place. How do you feel about that?
Man, I feel great, great. Like I thought I was gonna get the lucky duck 3 times,
Yeah.
but the 4th time was the time to get the lucky duck, and finally got to the lead lap. Was in 12th at the time, and
Mm-hmm.
just avoided that last wreck and got to 3rd.
Yeah.
Very
No,
very close finish though.
you got real lucky because that last that last accident scooped up most of the field real fast, and you just
Yeah.
punched through. That was beautiful.
Yeah. I just want to thank Midwest for giving me the opportunity. Thanks to all of our sponsors like Community Wide, Fast Racing Network, R&B Car Company, Preferred Warranties, and TechWorks Inc. They all supported me for this race, so I'm very very thankful.
No, you did a good job out there, man. Saw you driving around. You did have a couple runs in the spotlight up in the I'd say the top 6, and then dropped down a little bit as the field spread out. But you were always present. When it came time to really kind of fight for stage points. So that was a good move.
Yeah, I actually didn't think I was gonna fight for stage points. That was not in my plans. And then yeah, I got a lap down when my teammate accidentally got on my back
Yeah, I
and
saw that.
spun me around. That was a sad moment, but I recovered, so it's all good.
Yeah, well, way to hold it up in there, man. Are you gonna be racing with us for the whole season?
Yeah, I'm really looking forward to race the whole season in the Midwest Custom Series
Uh huh.
and the Pro Circuit.
Awesome. Well, glad to have you up here with us, and I can't wait to see more of you out there. Is there anyone else you'd like to thank before I give you the boot?
Obviously, Jaden for
Pulling
for
you in.
giving me for giving me the opportunity of being here with Midwest Motorsports.
Hmm.
I really really would like to thank him.
Yeah, Jaden's a good guy. I like him, and he's the owner of Fast Racing Network and also Midwest Customs Motorsports, and that I work with him a lot, so I really enjoy Jaden. He's a good kid, so definitely good to give you that opportunity to race with these guys.
Yeah, also all my teammates, they're great racers.
Oh yeah, they put in the time.
Yeah. Also, I want to see this race win. It's gonna be a hard race win to make.
Yeah, Daytona's tough, and then the rest of the pro circuit. You have Phoenix coming up, and then right after that Talladega. So two
Yeah.
super speedways back to back. So it's gonna be a tough one, but I think you guys will get through it. You guys did a good job. We just need to polish up the end game for a lot of the drivers out there, and then after that, it should be green flags the whole way.
Yeah, I really hope for green flag runs like more extended. At at the last run of the race, were like 5 cautions. I don't even know how many cautions were.
Yeah, it was about 4. A little bit of hiccups here and there. People just making small mistakes, kind of just maybe pushing their way through when they shouldn't have, or not judging their spacing. But simple mistakes that can easily be avoided. As the series goes on.
Yeah, I mean it's racing. It's just racing. Stuff like that will happen all the time.
Exactly. Well, once
So
again,
yeah,
good job, man. Glad to see you up here, and hopefully we'll have you up in the pole position some more on the podium so we can talk some more.
okay, yeah, thank you.
You got it, man. Have a good night.
Thanks. You too.
All right, that was Andres Ruiz. He had a lot of lucky runs, and he got lucky at the number 7 flying over the top of his hood. Let's go ahead and pull in the second place finisher. That's going to be Hunter Elias. How you doing tonight, man?
Pretty good.
You had kind of a rough run today.
Yeah. I was just trying, like, me, Sheen, and Caden were just running the back, trying to make it a one-stop race at the end.
Yeah, I was watching that, and then you guys got pretty much split up.
Yeah. Because I didn't take tires that whole race, and you could not go off pit road because it's too slick.
Yeah. Now, on those restarts, how are you feeling? Because I don't think you were the one that... I think Caden unhooked at one section, and a couple of the other guys, I don't know if they're probably doing the same strategy, not really taking tires. and you could see them kind of trying to be a little easier on the gas, but everyone else trying to gunning it behind them.
Yeah, I wasn't really having any problems, really. There was no problems with my tires, so.
You felt pretty good on the whole track. You looked really good out
Yeah.
there. It's just you got caught up in a lot of the accidents that, just kind of either happened next to you or pulled you in.
Yeah.
Well, good to see you taking P2. That's you survived.
I don't know how I got through that crash. That's
Dude,
crazy.
That was scary.
And then, because I knew the only way I could probably get by Mark is if I turned him across the line.
Yeah, what the hell was that, man?
I tried. I was like a splitter from winning that because he was sideways crossing the line.
Yeah, I know he was.
Splitter.
Oh man, dude, if you didn't get P1, I'd be voting for your neck right now. Put him in the back. He shouldn't do that, dude. You can't turn him on the rain to the finish. You can dive down on the apron, but stop spinning people, dude. Still a really good run though. You pushed through. You made it up there. It was pretty funny at the end, but definitely a solid run throughout the whole race. Is there anyone you'd like to thank for the race?
I'll just like Budweiser, I guess, for being on my car. Like Andrew Combs for sponsoring. They thank Midwest Customs for sponsoring the pro circuit.
You got it, man. Well, thank you for coming out. Hopefully we could have you in the podiums again. This time, don't turn the first place guy.
Try not to.
I know you're just playing around with them, but it's still pretty funny. All right, man. Well, I hope you have a good evening, and hopefully we'll see you back up here, man.
All right, thank you.
You got it. Oh. All right. We have our first place winner, Mark Love, the number 3. How are you doing tonight?
Doing pretty good. How about you?
I'm doing pretty good. It was a rough run towards the end, but throughout the whole race, watching you and a couple of the other guys race was it's pretty awesome. You guys did a good job pushing and kind of fighting for position and really just trying to save as much as possible. I saw you not really riding in the front the whole time in the sense of being the leader, but you definitely were the person pushing a lot of the guys around, trying to really probably just save tires and save fuel, just trying to extend your runs.
Yeah, I definitely prefer pushing, and I'm content with just riding around in second, third, whether it be the outside or inside. It's just trying to make it to the finish.
Yeah, and for, I believe it was the third restart or the second restart, you were pushing up the center of the field, going 3 wide with everyone you could. What was that?
It was kind of nerve-wracking. It was unintentional because I tried to go up to the outside and block the outside, but they went around me and I was stuck in the middle. I was thought about dropping back, but once I saw that I was holding my own, I just kept my foot in it.
Yeah, you're getting some decent side drafts from both guys and just pushed up the center. Usually that's, everyone gets dropped behind, but whatever was going on, you had it. It was the perfect storm in that center of the field.
Yeah, I was just hoping for at least one car to come up behind me or in front of me to push us through all of that, but the caution came out, so.
Yeah, you got lucky with that one. Luckily, you weren't really caught up in any of the cautions. It's really happening behind you most of the time. I think there was one section you did get caught up in the first caution that came out, but you were pretty much able to dive out of the way and not really take too much damage on that.
Yeah, I was lucky on that one to be able to save my quick repair to use it whenever we did wreck.
Yeah. Well, dude, it's freaking awesome seeing you race. I like to see you up in the front pack more. I know last season you were kind of racing, I'd say like mid to back pack and trying to work your way up. This time you kind of, were hanging up in the front. It was good to see you up there kind of pushing some of the guys around and really trying to make some moves for yourself. So it was really awesome to watch that.
Yeah, thank you.
Is there anyone you'd like to thank for the race?
I'd just like to thank Andrew Combs for putting this league on, Caden and Full Send Racing for allowing me to join their team, and you at Death by Moose Media for putting on this amazing broadcast.
Thanks, man. We wouldn't be doing it if we didn't have you guys out on the track. Had a little. I think I made Hunter Elias a little nervous because I told him I'd go for him if he turned to you again. Were you guys just messing around? Did you know he was going to come in on you like that?
I had no clue what he was gonna do, and
Yeah.
when I saw him go below the yellow, I kind of panicked, and then next thing I know, I'm looking at the infield. Like I was just able to cross the line first.
Yeah, he was trying to get you sideways so you wouldn't touch it first. I thought he was just going for the apron on a dive. That was my guess. I'm always going for a dive, and then I saw him pull up again. I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
But luckily, both you guys made it through, and you got that first from him. So that was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Well, man,
But-
great race tonight. Hope to see you next race, and see you throughout the season. Hopefully, you're able to be up in the podium each time.
Yep. Thank you.
Thank you, and have a good night.
You too.
I keep forgetting that it's we're not racing at night like we usually do. It's afternoon for me, so probably evening for them. Well, thank you for tuning in tonight, guys. Hell of a race towards the end. It was definitely a tough one for a lot of the guys out there. Sean Leisure getting into it a little bit. Same thing with Corbin Collins getting caught up. A lot of the guys that were running in the front that were, pretty much in the position to take first place, second, and third were all kind of swept out of the way. It's tough. It happens out there. The super speedways, people get really aggressive. They think, they can go 3 wide. But sometimes maybe you're not really on the wheel as best as you should be. You get a little loose and turn someone, or you just don't judge your spacing properly, and it happens. But other than that, don't forget to tune in. We are going to be jumping in a couple hours to the iRacing short course series. They're going to have their Pro 2, Pro 4 Challenge Cup. So if you liked what you saw tonight, we're going to be jumping over to the off-road section. It's going to be a little more action, a little more rough. Definitely going to be pretty interesting. You're going to see some Pro 2s and Pro 4s driving through each other. And we'll see how these guys handle it. But thank you for tuning in for tonight. It was a lot of fun. I enjoyed watching these guys race. Like I said, through the halfway, it gets a little tedious just because they're stretching out. They're trying to extend the runs as best as possible and get their fuel mileage. But that's just part of racing. You have a fight in the beginning, fight for the stages, and then it comes down to just running the numbers and being consistent and working your way up and just trying to stay in the running. But great job out there. Hopefully we can tighten up the back end a little bit. I did get rough with a couple of the cautions, but nothing we can't work on. And I hope everyone has a good night. And thank you to all the drivers out there tonight, even some of those guys that were involved in some of the accidents. Thank you for coming out. It's always fun to see you guys drive, and hopefully we can have a better show the next race. It should be fun. We're gonna have Phoenix coming up next week, and it will be on a Sunday. So don't forget to tune in, and I'll see you guys later.